You remember that episode, of SpongeBob that, well, Gary runs off or something? Well, I can't really exactly remember, but I do remember there was this one episode of SpongeBob. Now, however, though, this was the time where a lot of things can seem to be pretty possible. I'm a college student, and however, there was this episode from SpongeBob some people were talking about. I don't know if they were rumors, but someone had said that there was an episode for season 4 that was never aired. The only way you would get it is if you message or email the employees of Nickelodeon. Now, being a college student, this was around last year when I ended up messaging an employee of the Nickelodeon studios about this episode. He eventually sends me an email regarding it, and the episode was titled SpongeBob Runs Away. Honestly, this was an episode that I had never heard of before, as I don't believe that there was an episode titled SpongeBob Runs Away. However, though, that was just something. I ended up trying to do some research, maybe thinking maybe this was a real episode, but there was no episode called SpongeBob Runs Away. Even I looked up online everywhere, there was no episode information. I decided to click on the link that was on the email and it popped up as a Windows Media Player. The episode begins ends with the theme song. Everything seemed to be normal, nothing out in the ordinary, but it gives me some flashbacks of how great SpongeBob was back in the day when I watched him as a kid. However, the episode's title card comes up with the title SpongeBob Runs Away. This was honestly something I don't really know about it. However, the episode begins with SpongeBob on a night when he is at an obviously somber state of mind. Running away from home without inexplainable reasons, he eventually finds himself in a deserted area where he has an unforgettable experience. Though through a series of flashbacks, it is then revealed that SpongeBob was struggling to come to terms with the fact that both of his parents were laid off from their jobs recently. He had said to himself that he was all alone in the world, and that he would have known to make it on his own from now on. He took the decision to run away from his home in Bikini Bottom. But what SpongeBob didn't expect was to find a solstice of the oddest of places. On his journey, he encountered a group of lost sheep who had contacted him telepathically and communicated with him through the power of his own mind. SpongeBob was overjoyed to see his fellow travelers and share his journey, and they helped him overcome his feelings of loneliness and isolation. As each of them shared their own stories, SpongeBob slowly but surely began to gain trust and faith on himself once again. However, at the end of the episode, their time together, SpongeBob and the sheep part ways, knowing that each of them would use and knowing what they've learned from each other in order to thrive in the future. Back at Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob eventually sold his house and used the money to open up a small business. When asked why he did it, SpongeBob simply smiled and responded that the journey he took with the sheep was all about learning how to get trust in himself, and that was something nobody could ever take away from him. Of course, that last SpongeBob episode after it ended, I emailed the creator of it, Steven Hillenberg, at the time, and he said that this episode was scrapped. Well, of course, Steven Hillenberg was dead, but of course, someone who was acquainted with him knew about this episode and said that it was scrapped. Now, it was scrapped back then as Steven Hillenberg at the time didn't really like how the episode was going and decided to just scrap it. It remained lost for a long time until it came up on a USB drive that someone at the Nickelodeon Vault found it. Now, basically, the episode of SpongeBob Runs Away ends with a message that no matter how bleak the situation may look like, it is always important to believe in yourself and to never give up on your dreams. Of course, the Nickelodeon employee expressed that SpongeBob's journey of self discovery is one of the viewers can relate to, and that is to never too late to start again, create a better life for yourself and stuff. This episode, however, was not seen to the public. Of course, Steven Hillenburg at the time didn't think it was necessary, but who knows? Maybe this episode might be released on the internet one day. You just will never know.